In the meantime, one of our other main stories, big changes are expected at Twitter. The social media platform's employees are due to find any minute now whether they still have a job, as Elon Musk, who bought the company for $44 billion, looks to take it in a different direction. Some company offices have already been temporarily closed, and staff have been denied access to IT systems. The social media firm says the cuts are intended to put it on a healthy path. Elon Musk has directed Twitter's teams to find up to $1 billion in annual savings. And he is looking apparently to cut around 3,700 staff from the payroll of Twitter. That's about half the workforce. Some of them have already started legal proceedings. But given Twitter's influence, there are real concerns about what all of this might mean for regulating hate speech, which has been an issue for some time on the platform. Well, earlier we heard from Simon Bauman, who was a senior community manager until today, as he believes that he has been fired by Twitter.
In the early hours of the UK time, an email was sent out to everybody at the company saying there was about to be a large reduction in headcount, and that if we were to be affected by it, we'd hear to our personal email, and if not, to our work email. And it was about an hour after that I noticed that my work laptop was remotely wiped, and access to work Gmail and G Suite and Slack was all revoked as well. Spoke to a few colleagues who were seeing the same thing, and that's where we are.
How did you feel at that moment when you realised what was happening?
I saw it coming. I think we all saw it coming, to be honest. Since the acquisition had closed last week, it's obviously widely reported that the entire executive team were let go. Obviously, for all of us that at the company, those were our managers or our managers' managers, our chain of command. And since that happened, there was very little communication since that point. So it did feel like there was something on the horizon. Compared to many sort of similar tech companies, your Facebooks and your Amazons and Microsofts, actually Twitter had way less staff than many of these people, many of these companies did. I think the real issue is that the new acquirer obviously spent a great deal of time over this year trying to get out of the deal, and publicly commenting that he felt he had overpaid for it. And when that overpayment, if he indeed feels that way, is tied to collateral and loans that you're on the hook for and yearly interest payments, then you find yourself in a much economically worse position as a company than you may have previously been.
Well, joining us now is Jessica Bush-Dinsky, a reporter at the tech platform Fast Company. Why these massive changes? What do you think Elon Musk is trying to do here?
Yeah, thank you for having me. Well, obviously, Twitter was in need of some form of financial intervention. The company was rarely profitable and losing large sums of money. So he either needed to cut costs or boost the company's revenue. But, laying off thousands of workers who are integral to the health of the business will likely have just tremendous impacts on the company moving forward.
And what will that look like for users? What effect do you think it will have on their experience of the platform?
People are concerned, as you just touched on, the amount of hate speech and the amount of, just horrific content that makes its way through the platform and doesn't get taken down immediately. It's really going to, I believe, impact users' experience.
Well, a cynic might say that if that's already happening, clearly the people who are in post are not succeeding in stopping that hate speech getting out there and misinformation. So will it actually make any difference if they've gone?
Yeah, these people, the Twitter employees have been working so hard to work on this issue. And I think taking out hundreds of these roles is just going to make it harder, especially ahead of a really important US election.
Is this about making Twitter profitable, do you think? And if so, will these changes, the cutting, according to reports, up to half the workforce, and also this idea of charging for almost like a premium layer with those with the verified status, the blue tick, do you think it will achieve that? Will it make it profitable?
That's, we'll have to see. The laid off employees, some of them are working on a class action lawsuit, so that will potentially be extremely expensive for the company. And we're already seeing some advertisers say that they will no longer advertise on the platform, at least for the time being. And you also have to see if users are going to even want to pay for these added experiences that Elon Musk and his team are considering. You mentioned the blue check mark. I believe they're discussing some sort of DM feature where you can DM celebrities. There's going to be a paid video access feature. So there's a lot of things that they're kind of testing out.
Okay, Jessica, thank you very much. Jessica Bushtinsky there, joining us from New York.